All right, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this great country of ours. Welcome back to Jammin' Sports. We're getting set for Game 1 of the World Series. It'll be the Oakland A's, the American League champions, at the Chicago Cubs, the National League champions. We'll be at Wrigley Field in Chicago for Games 1 and 2. Dave Stewart on the mound for the A's, Mark Pryor on the mound for the Cubbies. So Game 1 of the World Series. Let's sit back and relax and enjoy this one here at Jammin' Sports. Here we go. Jammin' Sports presents Game 1 of the World Series, live from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's the Oakland A's and the Chicago Cubs. There's your comparison of the postseason so far of both teams. Game 1 of the World Series up next here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the first here of Game 1. The crowd is electric here at Wrigley Field. Been looking forward to this one all day. Ricky Henderson will lead things off for the A's here at the top of the first. Game 1 of the World Series about to get underway. Mark Pryor on the mound. Outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there on the inside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch by Pryor. Down low, 3-0 to Henderson. Ricky trying to get a leadoff walk. 3-0 pitch. In there, ball 4. Wow. A leadoff walk for the A's here at the top of the first. And now Bert Campaneris, the shortstop, up for the A's. Nobody out, runner on first base. Pops it up down the line. Strike 1, count goes to 0-1. I'd be looking for Henderson to steal here. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Campaneris. And now the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Evens the count. Nobody out. Ricky Henderson at first base here at the top of the first. 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. 3-2 to Campaneris. And now the 3-2 pitch. Down low, ball 4. 2 consecutive walks given up by Pryor. And now the A's have runners at first and second, nobody out here in the top of the first. And Jimmy Fox, the first baseman, or the DH, we'll figure out which one he is. Up high, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around, 1-1. Wrigley Field in Chicago, Game 1 of the World Series. Top of the first, no score, nobody out. Runners at first and second, the pitch up high, 2-1. Boy, Pryor off to a rough start here in Game 1. He's walked the first 2 batters. And now Jimmy Fox with a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. And that's a grounder right to Sandberg. He'll touch the runner. And he'll get at least 1 out. And Ricky Henderson goes down to third base. So the A's now have runners on the corners with 1 out. And Jose Canseco will come up next, the center fielder. And he rips it foul. Strike 1. So the A's with 1 out with runners on the corners, a chance to take an early lead here at the top of the first. And now the 0-1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Canseco at the plate. The 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, they'll even the count at 2-2. A walk would load the bases. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count to Canseco at 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. That's a big strikeout. 2 down for the A's here at the top of the first. Now the A's need a base hit to score a run. Jason Giambi, the first baseman, up next. 2 down, runners at first and third. In there for a strike, 0-1. Mark Pryor trying to work his way out of a jam. Doing a pretty good job at the moment. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. The count to Giambi goes to 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and third. Snap throw to first. Back in time. Count remains at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Remains at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on the corners. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Remains at 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Remains 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. We got an even count. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Giambi at the plate. Now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. Full count to Giambi. I like them too. And now the 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. The A's come up empty at the end of a half inning, no score here in Game 1 of the World Series. Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the first. Dave Stewart on the mound for the A's. We're live from Wrigley Field in Chicago, Game 1 of the World Series. Leading things off for the Cubs will be their first baseman, Cap Anson. The Cubs lineup has not changed at all the entire postseason. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count evens up at 1-1 to Cap Anson. Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. No score here in the bottom of the first. The 1-1 pitch. High in the air, out to Jackson in right field. Makes the play for out number 1. One down for the Cubs. There's their starting lineup. The same as always, it never changes. Ron Santo, the third baseman, up next. Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. Dave Stewart on the mound. 1 out, bases empty. And Santo rips it foul down the line, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. A ground ball fielded by Chavez, and they get the out. 2 down. And now Billy Williams with 2 outs, the left fielder, up next. Inside, 1-0. Bottom of the first, no score, 2 outs, bases empty. And the pitch by Williams, or the pitch to Williams. Inside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Evil Dead has predicted the A's will win this. I don't know how many games, but he's predicting the A's. I am too. 2-1 pitch. Fouled it off. Evens the count at 2-2. I just think the A's have a stronger lineup. And now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of 1 complete. No score here in Game 1 of the World Series. Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second. Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, leads things off for the A's. Top of the second inning, no score. Mark Pryor on the hill for the Cubbies. here in game one. Rips one out into center field. Hack Wilson going over and makes the play right at the wall. One down. Evil Dead has the A's in 5. I like that too. I'm going to say the same. A's in 5. Eric Chavez, the second baseman, comes up. Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. In 5, no more than 6. I don't think this one goes 7. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1 to the second baseman, Chavez. No, that's not out of the question either. 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, base is empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 2. 3 strikeouts for Pryor now. And now with 2 outs, base is empty. Sal Bando, the third baseman, up for the A's. Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty. Bando at the plate. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Couple of really good pitchers here in game 1. Dave Stewart for the A's and Mark Pryor for the Cubbies. 2 really fine pitchers. 1-2 pitch, inside, 2-2. Counts even to Bando. And now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 1.5, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second inning, scoreless, here in game 1 of the World Series. Sammy Sosa, the right fielder, will lead things off for the Cubs. Dave Stewart on the mound. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Sosa. Strike 2, he took another big cut. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, base is empty. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches. On 3 swings. The second strikeout for Stewart. 1 down for the Cubbies. Davis in the house. Evil Dead and I both think the A's are going to win this series. Let's get Sports Davis's opinion. Who does he like in the series? Ernie Banks, the shortstop. Outside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. 1 out, base is empty. Let's get a prediction from Davis. Who's going to win the World Series? In how many games? The 1-0 pitch. Right up the middle, a base hit. Canseco will throw it in. So Davis is in agreement. Oakland in 6. We all 3 of us are taking the A's. The Cubbies and the A's. Misty's going for the Cubs. Aramis Ramirez up next, the DH. 1 out, runner on first for the Cubs here in the bottom of the second inning. Evil Dead thinks in 5. I'm more inclined to think of 6 myself, but it could be either one, 5 or 6. The pitch, in there for a strike. That's just Misty. She's got to be different. Evil Dead goes, why does Misty got to be different?
I just asked Gracie if he was 4.
Oh, okay. The count's 0-1 to Ramirez with 1 out, runner on first base. The pitch, fouled off. Count 0-2 to Ramirez. Gracie says the Cubs too. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ramirez. So all the women folk are going for the Cubs, and the men folk are going for the A's. Okay, 1 second. Count goes to 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Misty says to ask Evil Dead who Cherie thinks is going to win. 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. Ramirez goes down swinging. 2 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the second inning. The Cubs still have a runner on first base with 2 outs now. The catcher, Gabby Hartnett. Oh, she's not there right now? Okay. In there for a strike, 0-1. I got you. He is. He's going to text her. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first base. The 1-1 pitch. Popped it up. Bando comes over and he cannot make the play. Counts at 1-2 to Gabby Hartnett with 2 outs, runner on first base. Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. You guys should be getting your package tomorrow, if it hasn't arrived already. 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count to Hartnett. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. He went around and struck him out. At the end of 2 complete. No score here in Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 3rd, no score. And for the A's, it'll be Mickey Cochran, the catcher, will lead things off. Pryor on the mound. Down low, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls that one off. That'll leave the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Cochran. The 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Oh, okay. 3-1 pitch to Cochran. In there for a strike. We got a full count at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on for the A's here in the top of the 3rd. The count's at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. One down for the A's here at the top of the 3rd. Next up, Ricky Henderson, the top of the order, the left fielder. 1 out, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. So Pryor got off to a shaky start, but he worked himself out of a jam in the 1st inning. And now he's just throwing smoke. The 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 1-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. 2 down for the A's. Here in the top of the third. And now the shortstop, Bert Campaneris, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty. He went around, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. We're in the top of the third, game 1 of the World Series. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, they'll even the count at 1-1. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago for game 1. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Coming over, Billy Williams. And he makes the final out. At the end of 2.5, no score. Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Hack Wilson comes up. And Hack Wilson, the center fielder, he's got 4 home runs in the last 2 playoff games. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. He had 2 home runs in Game 5 against the Mets and 2 in Game 6. In there for strike 2. Counts 0-2. Cherie said, who are the A's? The 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches for out number 1. Dave Stewart. So 1 down for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the third. That's funny. Who are the A's? Yeah. The pitch to Sandberg, who's up next, the second baseman. Outside, 1-0. Who are the A's? That's hilarious. 1 out, bases empty. And now the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and miss. They'll even the count at 1-1. Dave Stewart's the kind of pitcher that gets better as the game goes as well. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Sandberg, the second baseman. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. Game 1 of the World Series, no score, bottom of the third. 2-2 pitch, outside. Full count to Sandberg at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. He draws a walk. It'll be a 1-out walk for Sandberg. And now the first baseman, Cap Hansen, will come up. 1 out, runner on first base. Mr. Handlebar Mustache himself. The pitch by Stewart. Popped up in the air. Henderson out to left field. Makes the play for out number 1, or out number 2, I'm sorry. 2 down for the Cubs. Here at the bottom of the third. They still have a runner at first base, Sandberg. And now the third baseman, Ron Santo, will come up with 2 outs. And Sandberg at first base. They throw to first, Sandberg back in time. Jason Giambi playing first for the A's tonight. The pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. There goes the runner. And Sandberg is out. And that'll end the inning. After 3 complete. Cochran mows him down with a nice throw. No score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 4th inning. No score here in game 1. A's and the Cubbies. Jimmy Fox, the DH, will lead things off for the A's. Mark Pryor still on the mound. First pitch outside, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. In their first strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Popped up down the line. Out of play, 1-2. This is my third World Series here at Jammin' Sports. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. She actually says she gets to the A's, but she knows who the Cubs are. She had a bad experience with a bear. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-2 to Jimmy Fox. This is our third World Series here on Twitch. The first one not involving the Orioles. 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. The Orioles won the first one over the Giants in 6 games. And then they beat the Dodgers in 5 games last season. Fouled it off, 3-2. But the A's have won the American League pennant this season. 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be a leadoff single for the A's as Jimmy Fox hits one into center field. Wilson will throw it in. A leadoff single for the A's. Here in the top of the 4th. No score here in Game 1 from Wrigley Field in Chicago. And now Jose Canseco, the center fielder, will come up to face Pryor. Inside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, no outs, runner on first base. Canseco at the plate. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. Crowd getting a bit restless here in Chicago. They don't want the bases loaded up. The count's 2-0 to Canseco. The 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Canseco. Good crowd here tonight for Game 1 of the World Series. We appreciate it. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 on 4 pitches. And now the A's have runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 4th. And Jason Giambi, the first baseman, will come up next. The pitch in their first strike. About 6:30. Earlier than. The count's 0-1 to Giambi. That's Fox at second base. Down low, 1-1. A walk below the bases. Yep, you got to sit down there. You got to sit Cherie down and teach her some baseball. Now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. A walk below the bases. Nobody out here at the top of the 4th. Giambi at the plate with a 2-1 count. And now the 2-1 pitch. Rips it out to left field. Billy Williams going back. He makes the play and the runners hold. 1 down for the A's here at the top of the 4th. Nice play by Williams. And now Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, comes up for the A's. We know Reggie can hit them out of here. 1 out, runners at first and second. Not really. Down low, 1-0. They just like the Cubs mascot and logo and stuff. The 1-0 pitch to Jackson. Rips it down the line. Fair ball. No, it's foul. No, it's a ground rule double. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. That's into the crowd, and that's going to score a run. That's fair. And the A's lead it 1-0 on the ground rule double. And now the A's have runners at second and third with one out. Eric Chavez pops it up out of play, 0-1. That was a great look. So Jimmy Fox scored from second. And now the A's have runners at second and third with one out. The count's 0-1 to Chavez, the second baseman. Down low, 1-1. I didn't see the ball go into the crowd. I was looking at the line. And now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. A walk below the bases again. So the A's take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth on the ground rule double by Jackson. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off, evens the count at 2-2. Great crowd here tonight. Thank you so much for coming into Jammin' Sports on your Sunday night. World Series game number 1. 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. The crowd at Wrigley getting restless once again. Now the 3-2 pitch. Rips it into left field, a base hit. Jackson will score. And it's now both runners score. 3-0 A's. A 2 RBI single by Eric Chavez. And the A's take a 3-0 lead. Yep, both runners score. Canseco and Jackson. And now Sal Bando, the third baseman, up next. Chavez is back on the snap throw to first. 3-0 A's with one out here in the top of the fourth. Runner on first base. Down low, 1-0. So the A's have struck for 3 runs here at the top of the fourth, here in game 1. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first base. That's Chavez at first. Bando at the plate with a 1-1 count. Outside, 2-1. So Pryor, he pitched pretty good there for a while, but now he's kind of, the bottom has fallen out here in the top of the fourth. They throw to first, Chavez back in time. Meanwhile, the count is 2-1 to Bando. The 2-1 pitch, in there for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rips it into right field. And they're going to hold Chavez at second. So the A's, striking often here in the top of the fourth, and now have runners at first and second with 1 out. They've already scored 3 runs. And Mickey Cochran, the catcher, up next. A big inning for the A's. And it's not over yet. Inside pitch, 1-0. Oh yeah, this A's lineup is a monster lineup. I'm still amazed that they didn't finish with the best record in the American League. They finished with the second best record behind the Orioles. 1-0. Fouled it off. 1-1. Yep. It's like hitting peas. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. And now the 1-1 pitch. Pops it up. Hack Wilson in center field comes running in and makes the play for out number 2. So Cochran flies out to center. 2 down. And now the top of the order. The left fielder, Ricky Henderson, will come up. 2 outs, runners at first and second. A's lead at 3-0. First pitch in there, 0-1. Bye-bye. Misty and Gracie are stepping out for a bit. I'll be all alone. Outside, 1-1 to Henderson. Chavez at second base. And now the 1-1 pitch. rips it into right field. Sosa going back. Sosa back off the wall. And that's going to score 2 runs. And Henderson ends up on third base. It's a 2-out triple for Ricky Henderson, a 2 RBI triple. And that was off the wall in right field. Sosa couldn't get to it. And the A's scored 2 runs on a triple by Ricky Henderson. And the A's lead it 5-0. And I think we've seen the last of Pryor. Let's see who the Cubs bring in. The new pitcher will be Kerry Wood, another good pitcher. Historically, he was a good pitcher. Still 2 outs for the A's. Here in the top of the 4th inning, they lead it 5-0. And they still have a runner on third base. The shortstop, Bert Campaneris, comes up. Outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. A's lead it 5-0 here in the top of the 4th. Here in game 1. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Wrigley Field in Chicago is where we are for game 1 of the World Series. Here at Jammin' Sports, A's lead it 5-0. 2-0 the count to Campaneris. Up high, 3-0. The A's have almost batted around. They will on this next batter. And now the 3-0 pitch. Outside. He walked him. A 2-out walk. And now the A's have runners at first and third. And now coming up for the second time this inning, Jimmy Fox, the DH. He led things off. 2 outs, runners at first and third. Fox will step up. Outside, 1-0. A walk below the bases. A nightmarish 4th inning for the Cubbies here. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2 to Jimmy Fox. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside. Got a full count at 3-2. Canseco on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Fox at the plate. The 3-2 pitch. He's swung at it for strike 3. That'll end the inning. But the A's score 5. They take a 5-0 lead here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in game 1. A's lead at 5-0. Did they? I haven't noticed that. Ron Santo, the third baseman, will lead things off for the Cubs. Dave Stewart on the mound. He fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. So the Oakland A's have a nice 5-run cushion. Aha. I haven't noticed that. In there for a strike, 0-2. Evil Dead, he notices everything. That's right. He's the noticer. The 0-2 pitch. He swung at it for strike 3. 1 down for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Billy Williams, the left fielder, will come up. And now the pitch by Stewart. Down low, 1-0. The left fielder, Williams. The count's 1-0 with 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Stewart. In there for a strike, shoulder high, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rips it into left field. Henderson going back on the warning track. Makes the play for out number 2. That was well hit. But Williams tracked it down. Or not Williams. Henderson tracked it down. And now Sammy Sosa, the right fielder, up next with 2 outs, bases empty. A's lead at 5-0. The pitch. Outside. Count goes to 1-0. Sosa has not hit a home run this postseason at all. Count goes to 2-0. I think that is the most surprising stat, that he has yet to connect on a home run. And now the 2-0 pitch. He went around 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off, evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of 4 complete. A's lead at 5-0 here in Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 5th inning here in Game 1. Jose Canseco will lead things off for the A's. The center fielder, Kerry Wood, on the mound for the Cubs. A's up 5-0. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. I don't know, man. Marcus Stroman and Jameson Tellian warming up the bullpen. Marcus Stroman. I think I mispronounced that. Yeah, I noticed that. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. I didn't even notice that until you said something. And we're all the way here at the World Series, so we've seen a lot of A's games so far. And now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Canseco. The left fielder, or the center fielder, I'm sorry. And now the 2-1 pitch by Wood. Up high, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Canseco. And now the 3-1 pitch. He rips it right to Santo at third. Snags it out of the air. What a play by Ron Santo. Let's watch this one again. Full extension. Robbed him of a base hit. So 1 out for the A's. First baseman Jason Giambi. Inside, 1-0. Yeah, got by somebody. So Giambi comes up. The count's 1-0, 1 out, bases empty. Inside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. And now the 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. A's lead at 5-0 here in the top of the 5th with 1 out, bases empty. The 2-1 pitch to Giambi. Up high, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. Up high. Ball 4. It'll be a 1 out walk for the A's. Giambi's aboard. And now Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, up next. With 1 out, runner on first base. The pitch, up high, 1-0. Game 1 of the World Series. A's lead at 5-0 here at the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch to Jackson. He fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that gets away from the catcher, but Giambi stays at first base. So the Cubs, they beat the Reds in the wild card round, and then they beat the Cardinals in the divisional round, and they beat the Mets in the championship round to get here. Fouls that one off. The A's, they got a first round bye. They beat the White Sox in the divisional round. The count's 2-2 to Jackson, and they beat the Yankees in the championship round. Outside, 3-2 count to Reggie Jackson. And now the 3-2 pitch. Rips it foul down the line. Remains at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out. For out number 2. Second baseman Eric Chavez comes up with 2 outs here at the top of the 5th with a runner on first base. Kerry Wood on the mound for the Cubbies. The pitch down low, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch to Chavez. In there for a strike. I'll leave the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first base. And now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. Bando on deck. Counts 3-1 to Eric Chavez, the second baseman. And now the 3-1 pitch. Outside. Ball 4. Runners on first and second now for the A's as Giambi moves down to second. 2 outs. And now the third baseman, Sal Bando, will come up. The pitch. Outside, 1-0. A walk below the bases. The Cubs pitching has struggled here tonight for the most part. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1 to Bando. Wood trying to get out of the inning without giving up a run. 2 outs, runners at first and second. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Bando. And now the 2-1 pitch. Rips it foul. Count evens up at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. Full count to Sal Bando. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Bases loaded for the A's with 2 outs here at the top of the 5th. The Cubs load them up. And now Mickey Cochran, the catcher, comes up next. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Cochran at the plate. A's already up 5-0. Here's the pitch. Outside. A walk will score a run. Yeah, the ump squeezes. Counts 1-0 to Cochran. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch to Cochran. Swung, and will even the count at 2-2. Wood trying to get out of the inning. And now the 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? No. 3-2. Full count to Mickey Cochran. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Can he put it in play? The 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. High in the air, Hack Wilson will get under it, and he makes the final out. At the end of 4.5, the A's lead at 5-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Ernie Banks will lead things off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th. Game 1 of the World Series. A's lead at 5-0. Thank you for that, Dare Davis. The motto and everything. Ernie Banks. Outside, 1-0. Jammin' Sports, where it's the game that matters. Not the gimmicks, the game. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. The Cubs are down 5-0, trying to get back in the game. The 2-0 pitch. Fouls it down the first baseline, out of play. Count goes to 2-1 to Ernie Banks. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball to Chavez. He'll throw to first for the out. 1 down for the Cubs here in the 5th. Banks will ground out to second. 1 down. Next up, Aramis Ramirez, the DH. One out, base is empty. The pitch by Stewart. It's a ball, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. And Ramirez hits that one down the line, but foul. Oh, so close. Count goes to 1-1. Nearly got the Cubs on the board. Next pitch is down low, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. And now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Pops it up. Giambi will come over. And he makes the play for out number 2. Ramirez pops out to first. 2 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gabby Hartnett, the catcher, up next. 2 outs, bases empty. Down low, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th. A's up 5-0. 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-0 pitch to Hartnett. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Rips it foul down the line. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls that one off down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2. 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out to end the inning. At the end of 5 complete. The A's lead it 5-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 6th inning here in Game 1 of the World Series. Jimmy Jam along with Sports Davis and Evil Dead bring you the game here tonight. Live from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It'll be the top of the order for the A's. Here in the top of the 6th, Ricky Henderson, the left fielder, facing Kerry Wood. A's lead it 5-0. Inside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. On a beautiful, cool night in Chicago. The 1-0 pitch. Rips it right to Santo. He'll throw to first for the out. So Henderson rounds out to third. 1 down for the A's here in the top of the 6th. And now Bert Campaneris, the shortstop. He had a monster series against the Yankees, especially in games 4 and 5. 1 out, bases empty. And that's up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Wood didn't like the call. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. We're in the top of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch to Campaneris. And he rips it out to Billy Williams. Williams can't get to it off the wall. Campaneris going for 2. He's in there with a double. A 1-out double for Bert Campaneris. He's the man. He's Mr. Clutch. And I think Williams misjudged it. It went right to the wall. And the A's, with a runner on second with 1 out, the DH, Jimmy Fox, up next. Outside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. So the A's have a runner in scoring position. Fox at the plate. Counts out 1-0. The pitch, up high, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Fouls that one off down the first base line. Count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second base, that's Campaneris. Down low, full count to Jimmy Fox at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Rips it foul down the first base line. 3-2, the count remains. Now the 3-2 pitch. Pops it up, out of play. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Struck him out looking. Oh, he thought he had a walk. Fox is not happy. Struck him out looking for out number 2. Let's watch the pitch again. Well, that was on the strike zone, high, on the outside corner. That was a good call by the ump. 2 down. Jose Canseco up next, the center fielder, with a runner on second base. Down low, 1-0. I think they misspelled his name on purpose so his jerseys will go up in value. It's a misprint. Like coins. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0 to Canseco. Two and 0 the count with 2 outs. In there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. Bert Campanera is still at second base with 2 outs. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, count goes to 3-1. Crowd getting restless once again. Three-one pitch, up high, ball 4. The A's now have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Campaneris at second, Canseco at first. And now the first baseman, Jason Giambi, will step up with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The pitch by Wood. In there for a strike, 0-1. Game 2 will be Tuesday night. We'll have an NFL doubleheader tomorrow night. Then we'll have Game 2 on Tuesday. 0-1 pitch. Did it go around? No. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-1. And that'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. A's lead at 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. And now the 2-1 pitch. Out to left field. Billy Williams going back. And he makes the catch right at the wall. At the end of 5.5, the A's lead at 5-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th. That was a nice play by Billy Williams. And now the center fielder, Hack Wilson, will lead things off for the Cubs. Down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dave Stewart on the mound. Outside, 1-0. And that's a tough outfield here at Wrigley. There's ivy, but there's a brick wall behind the ivy. In there for a strike, 1-1. You hit the wall here in Wrigley, you're going to feel it. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1 to Hack Wilson. And now the 2-1 pitch. Rips it foul. That'll even the count at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. A's up 5-0 here in game 1. 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Right to the first baseman, Giambi. He'll touch the bag himself for out number 1. Wilson grounds out to first. 1 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second baseman Ryan Sandberg up next. He's now a commentator for the Cubs on WGN. 1 out, bases empty. Pops it up. Cochran's going to make the play for out number 2. Sandberg pops out to the catcher. 2 down for the Cubbies. And now we go to the top of the order. Cap Anson, the first baseman. 2 outs for the Cubs. Bases empty here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch by Stewart. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch to Hansen. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Stewart trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. And the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Ricky Henderson in left makes the play for the final out. At the end of 6, A's lead at 5-0. Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Michael Fulmer will come in to pitch for the Cubs. We're in the top of the 7th. A's lead at 5-0. And Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, will lead things off for the Oakland Athletics. Fulmer on the mound. The pitch to Jackson. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Nobody out, nobody on. 1-2 pitch. Down low, evens the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the A's here in the top of the 7th. Second baseman Eric Chavez will come up next. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the 7th. The pitch by Chavez. Down low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Evens the count at 1-1 with 1 out, bases empty. And now the 1-1 pitch. He fouled it off. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases empty. Chavez at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, evens the count at 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Rips it foul down the first base line. Count remains at 2-2 to Eric Chavez. Now the 2-2 pitch. Right to Sandberg at second. Throws to first for the out. 2 down for the A's as Chavez grounds out to second. And now the third baseman, Sal Bando, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by Fulmer. In there for a strike, 0-1. We'll have football after this. The Panthers and the Rams from Los Angeles. When this is over. The 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. To Sandberg again at second. He makes the play to first. At the end of 6.5, A's lead at 5-0. Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The A's still lead at 5-0. Ron Santo, the third baseman, will lead things off for Chicago. Stewart still on the mound for the A's. Fouls it off, 0-1. Oakland leads it 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now the 0-1 pitch. A ground ball. Cochran will pick it up, throw to first for the out. So Santo grounds out to the catcher. 1 down. And now Billy Williams, the left fielder, will come up with 1 out, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch by Stewart. Up high, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Evens the count at 1-1. Evil Dead, when did Billy Williams play? Can you look that up for us, if you don't mind? The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. I'm thinking he played in the 60s. I may be wrong on that. And now the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. On the 3rd strike, the throw to first in time. 2 down. 9 strikeouts by Stewart tonight. And now the right fielder, Sammy Sosa, will come up with 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by Stewart. In there for a strike, 0-1. Dave Stewart has shut out the A's, or shut out the Cubs so far. In game 1, up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Sosa at the plate. The 1-2 pitch by Stewart. Right to Chavez at second. He'll throw to first for the out. At the end of 7 complete, the A's lead at 5-0 here in Game 1 of the World Series here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th. Jameson Tillon on the mound for the Cubbies. He'll be facing Mickey Cochran, the catcher, here in the top of the 8th inning. A's up 5-0. So Tillon will be pitching now for the Cubs. In there for a strike, 0-1. The count's at 0-1. And the next pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 0-2. Bruce Sutter warming up with the bullpen for the Cubs. The count's 0-2 to the catcher, Mickey Cochran. And now the 0-2 pitch. A ground ball to Sandberg. They'll throw to first for the out. 1 down for the A's here in the top of the 8th. Ryan Sandberg on the plate. Next up, the top of the order, left fielder Ricky Henderson. He has a triple earlier tonight, a 2 RBI triple. 1 out, bases empty. Outside, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, they'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ricky Henderson. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the 8th. 3-1 pitch. No, it's on the outside corner, 3-2. Full count to Henderson. And now the 3-2 pitch. He swung at an outside pitch. That would have been a walk. 3-2. The The count remains. And now the 3-2 pitch by Tellian. And Ricky Henderson down the line. That one is foul. It hooked foul. And the count remains at 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch. A ground ball to Santo. He'll throw to first for out number 2. 2 down for the A's here in the top of the 8th. Ron Santo making the play. Bert Campaneris, the shortstop, up next. 2 outs, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. Game 2 will be Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And now the 0-1 pitch. Popped it up. Hansen comes in and makes the play for the final out. At the end of 7.5, A's lead at 5-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Game 1 of the World Series. Ernie Banks, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Cubs. They're down 5-0. Dave Stewart still on the mound for the A's. Ball 1 inside. I wonder if the A's have anybody warming up in the bullpen yet. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0 to Ernie Banks, the shortstop. Now the 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. Maybe the Cubs can get a rally here in the 8th. 3-0 pitch. Rips it foul. 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch to Banks. Fouls that one off. It goes from 3-0 to 3-2 real quick. Full count to Banks. And now the 3-2 pitch. That's out to Jackson in right field, and he makes the play for out number 1. Banks flies out to right. 1 down for the Cubbies. Next up, Aramis Ramirez, the DH. 1 out, bases empty. And now the pitch to Ramirez. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Pops it up to Henderson, out and left on the warning track. Makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the 8th. And now Gabby Hartnett, the catcher, comes up. Two outs, bases empty. He went around, strike 1. Counts 0-1 to Hartnett. And now the 0-1 pitch. High in the air, out to Canseco in center field, and Jose makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 9th. A's up 5-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We're in the top of the 9th in Game 1 of the World Series. The A's lead at 5-0. Jimmy Fox, the DH, will lead things off. Outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Jameson Tellian still on the mound for the Cubs. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. The fans here at Wrigley are not happy. They're getting shut out 5-0 here in Game 1 of the World Series. The count's 2-0 to Jimmy Fox. 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. And now the 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. Nobody out, bases empty. The 3-1 pitch. Rips it into left field, the base hit. A leadoff single here in the top of the ninth for Jimmy Fox. So the A's have a runner aboard. And next up will be, I believe, Canseco. Yep, Jose Canseco, the cleanup batter, the center fielder, with one out, bases, or nobody out, bases, or runner on first. Big swing and a miss, strike one. Count goes to 0-1 to Canseco. Canseco, his brother, that's right. And now the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. We're in the top of the ninth. The A's lead it 5-0. The A's had a 5-run fourth inning. That's all the scoring in the game in the top of the fourth. And now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, did he go around? No, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Nobody out, runner on first. The count's 3-1 to Canseco. Now the 3-1 pitch. He swung, and it will make the count full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Pops it up down the line. It hooks out of play. Count remains at 3-2 to Jose Canseco. Three-two pitch. Rips it foul down the third base line. Remains at 3-2. Runner on first, nobody out. That's Fox down at first base. The count's 3-2. 3-2 pitch. And that's down the line, but foul. Count remains at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. A ground ball to Santo. They'll turn 2. 1 and 2. A double play. 5-4-3. Just like you draw it up. 2 down for the A's here at the top of the ninth. Base is empty now. And Jason Giambi will come up, the first baseman. Up high, 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-0 pitch to Giambi. Fouls it off, that'll leave the count at 1-1. A's lead at 5-0 here at the top of the ninth. And now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. A ground ball to Sandberg. He'll flip the first for the out. At the end of 8.5, A's lead at 5-0. We go to the bottom of the ninth here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Cubs are down to the last 3 outs here in game 1. Dave Stewart trying to go the distance. Hack Wilson at the plate. The first pitch is in there for a strike. And now the 0-1 pitch. A ground ball to not Santo, but Bando throws to first for the out. It's Santo for the Cubs, Bando for the A's. 1 down for the Cubs. The second baseman, Ryan Sandberg, with 1 out, bases empty. The Cubs down to the last 2 outs here in game 1. The pitch by Stewart. And that's down the line, foul. Counts 0-1. A's trying to take a 1-0 lead in the series. Now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 1 of the World Series. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2 to Ryne Sandberg. Crowd getting restless again. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count to Sandberg, 3-2. 1 out, bases empty, full count. And now the 3-2 pitch. Up high, it's a 1-out walk for Sandberg here in the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs are still down to the last 2 outs. Cap Anson, the first baseman, up next. 1 out, runner on first. Cubs trying to rally here in the 9th. The pitch by Stewart. In there for a strike, 0-1. Acevedo and Jackson warming up in the bullpen. Stewart trying to go the distance. The 0-1 pitch. He went around, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on first. Sandberg at first base. The 0-2 pitch. A ground ball up the middle, a base hit. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs trying to rally. Anson at first, Sandberg at second. And Ron Santo, the third baseman, comes up. The A's need a double play to win game 1. They're set up for it. And Santo will come up. 1 out, runners at first and second. In there for a strike, 0-1. There's your base runners. The A's lead at 5-0 here at the bottom of the 9th. 1 out, runners at first and second. The count's 0-1 to Santo. The pitch. Strike 2. Count quickly, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first and second. Santo at the plate. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out, looking for out number 2. 10 strikeouts for Stewart. And now the A's are just 1 out away from a 1-0 lead in the series. And up next, Billy Williams, the left fielder. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Did he go around? No. 1-0.
Count 1-0.
Sandberg at second. Anson at first. The count's 1-0 to Williams. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. A walk would load the bases. And now the 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1. Williams hanging in there. The count's at 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. A ground ball to Campaneris. They'll throw to second for the force out. And that's it. The A's win game 1. 5-0 over the Cubbies. They take a 1-0 lead in the series. Your winning pitcher, Dave Stewart, he goes the distance, a complete game shutout. Mark Pryor will take the loss for the Cubs. A's lead the series now 1-0. this show by going online to theshow.com. Pick up a copy, it's worth it. Once again, your final score, the A's take Game 1, 5-0. Game 2 will be Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Coming up next, NFL football, the Carolina Panthers and the Los Angeles Rams, right here at Jammin' Sports.